you know what? The way Cote d'Ivoire have been playing lately, I'm not sure I would bet against them against a very talented, albeit young, Mali side. I'm joined by Lloyd Gardner. I'm Jeff Taylor, and there are two tournaments, Lloyd. There's the group phase, everybody goes through, and now it's win or you go into the classification round with no chance of getting to the podium, no chance of going to the Olympics.
That's absolutely right. It is money time. All of it, all of the games up until this point have all been about improving your performance, jockeying for position for this game right here. You know, and it's got to be said, there is no team that has taken more of a stride forward than Cote d'Ivoire since the start. In the opening game, Cote d'Ivoire looked absolutely out of it. By far the worst team in this competition. They were run over by Cape Verde. They lost 76-56. But ever since that point, it's been a different team that we've seen. They took a massive leap going forward again, the win over Zimbabwe, and then once again they took a massive leap forward and got a famous, you know, a very impressive victory over Algeria. For Mali, you know, the first couple of games we were very impressed with what we saw. You know, they brought in lots of different bodies, lots of different players, and we thought perhaps they had a chance of turning over Egypt, but it wasn't to be really. You know, that was the game where we kind of found their level. They hadn't played particularly well in that game, and so it'll be interesting to see, will Mali recover and play well and see if they can get over the hump, or will it be Cote d'Ivoire again taking another huge step forward?
Well, if there's something that we've learned about the AfroBasket in the past week, or at least been reminded of, you can't make any precise predictions. You just do not know what's going to happen from one game to the next. And I'm pretty sure that there are going to be a few surprises in the encounter that are just coming up. Now, Mali, their players on the court, and now all of the Cote d'Ivoire players are on the court as well. That means it's time to pause the commentary here for the national anthem of Mali and then Cote d'Ivoire.
Merci. Et là, on va passer à l'hymne national du Côte d'Ivoire. Et ce match va être arbitré par Monsieur Abre, Mozambique, Boubacar,
National anthems have been played. And we are about 3.5 minutes away from the start of this game. Hugh Onconce, the coach of Cote d'Ivoire, longtime national player for France from 85 to 95. And another Frenchman, Sylvain Lauti, is at the helm there of Mali. Now, the referees for today's game, Mohima Abreu of Mozambique, Abreu Mohima, Babacar Gueye of Senegal, and Didier Shema Maboko of Rwanda. So we're going to have a peek at the rosters of both of these teams and the starting lineups, and there's probably some guesswork when it comes to Mali, who's going to be in the starting five. But what we do know is that pretty much all of these players have the ability to go out and play well. We've seen good stretches of play from all of them.
Well, especially across the front line. I mean, you can reel them off, can't you? Tangara, Balo, Cisse, Sidibe, Bar, Jambo have all played minutes and all played well at times. So it's take your pick, and it's going to be Drissa Balo back in the starting lineup today, which is a bit of a surprise, really. He's the man that started off the first game extremely well. Game 2 was terrible. Game 3 responded a little, and now game 4, what are we going to get?
Well, he played very well in game 3. You know, and you're going to be impressed by his size. He's a good big man, maybe with a huge upside potential. For Cote d'Ivoire, everybody should know, if they don't, Souleymane Diabate, number 5, but Serge Assalan had a really good game in limited minutes, number 4. Quadio, Eric Tape, and Seydou Hima down there at the bottom, 13 and 15. How good have they been? And also Bahine was a terrific player. So it's going to be Diabate, no surprise there. Alassane Mete, Kofi, Assalan, and Seydou Hima again in the starting lineup. So Tape will come off the bench, although arguably he was their most important player in their last game against Algeria, other than Diabate. And we did want to focus on these two players before the game. Tape had played for Cote d'Ivoire before. He didn't play in 2013. He's come back, and boy, did he rise to the occasion against Algeria. And Mohamed Tangara, maybe some of the work that he does isn't reflected in the stats. But, you know, I think that you probably think, Lloyd, that now is the time for him to come to the forefront, start providing some points for this Mali team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, he's a fine player, and as you said, what he does doesn't really appear in the stats, Tangara, but he's a guy that does need to score, I think, for Mali, for them to have any success. There's a lot of youngsters around him, a lot of inexperience, and he's the stabilizing factor. I think he's got to give him that consistent low post scorer, that mid-range jump shot from the 4 position. And when Tape comes in, that battle between the two is going to be interesting. But we have seen that Tangara has done a fine job defensively against Egypt. He was very good indeed against Mardai and the entire front line for Egypt. He really held them, and that's why Mali were able to stay in the game. He's going to have a handful today against multiple players from Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, you couldn't imagine how bad that defeat was. Cote d'Ivoire at the beginning, 76 to 56 against Cape Verde. The lead was much bigger than that. Didn't look like a national team. Looked like, I don't know where they came from. And they have recovered, Cote d'Ivoire, and now officially are one of the real interesting stories of this AfroBasket. How far can this team go, led by their point guard, Souleymane Diabate, and as well as the likes of Eric Tape and the coach, Hugh Ongonse. He has done very quietly, I would say, maybe the best coaching job here at the AfroBasket.
Well, he's got to be up there. You know, the improvement from one day to the next has just been fantastic.
Hello, everyone. You are looking live at the AfroBasket. We're in Tunisia, in Rades, just on the outskirts of Tunis. And it is Mali taking on Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire, the Elephants, wearing the white. And Mali in the green. And Saurera comes up, almost turns it over, but he got the steal, so good start for Ibrahim Saurera, and an early basket.
3 for Cisse. They started the game against Egypt in the same way, didn't they? Unfortunately for them, Cisse then went cold after that first miss. You can see the intensity of the players, knowing this is a knockout game. You know, a lot more talk going on.
Aslan stops and pops.
You said he's been good. You said he's been, you know, a major player, and he has. Him and Tape, really, from that 4 position, they give so much to Cote d'Ivoire, and they're going to use this 2-3 zone. They used it a lot so far going in. It kind of saves Diabate while he's a little hobbled with that knee as well.
Saunera for 3. And Hima picks up the foul.
Yeah, young Seydou Hima, just 21 years of age. Didn't play a lot of minutes in the first game. That game against Cape Verde, I mean, it wasn't really the game for him, was it? But, you know, from that point onwards, he's enjoyed more and more of a role and produced more and more. He had a fantastic start in the last game, the one we've referred to, the victory over Algeria. You know, I was very impressed with what I've seen from him. What was it, 11 points and 4 rebounds in 18 minutes. We haven't really talked about Diabate too much. He does a bit of everything for Cote d'Ivoire. The man on the right-hand side of your picture, if you haven't seen him before, number 5.
Under the basket.
Yeah, Diabate averages 18 points. He averages 5 rebounds. He averages 6 assists. All of that while he's struggling with tendonitis, and you know, some stages in the game you see him limping. So he does everything. Usually early on, we see him defer to others, get them involved.
Ete gives it to Hima, 1 on the shot clock, and he has to put up a fairly decent shot in the end. So Cisse will know a lot of these players from competing in France. A lot of the Malians, as well as the Cote d'Ivoire players, have played professionally in France, including Diabate, one of the big stars there. And a foul.
No, it wasn't a foul. I think the referee just blew his whistle, thinking he'd gone out of bounds, but then admitted a mistake. Okay. And so he's just giving it to Mali again.
So the inbounds play from Wally Koulibaly, now Cisse. And the drifting in, and nice play from Koulibaly.
Koulibaly's been kind of lost in the mix. You know, the strong player Boubacar Mongoro off the bench has eclipsed him.
Yeah. Boubacar played extremely well against Gabon, but not quite as well in the last game. Now, Aslan, another shot from him. Cisse from the top of the key. Now he played, you said, for the French juniors.
Yeah. He's grown up in France, played for the French juniors, but never made it through to the senior team. Was actually a bronze medalist at the Under-18 European Championships, so has fine pedigree. Played Pro A for a couple of good clubs, now plays Pro B in France.
Tangara lies down like he's injured.
He took a shot to the ribs. He's just been winded more than anything.
This is the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet that we're talking about. Watch him here on the replay. Just kind of popped up there. Here he is. Ballo. So it's not Ballo, but it was Tangara. He's at the line being pushed down by Aslan. Now he receives it on the low block. He's going to cut inside, and that was a strong move from Tangara.
That's what I've asked, isn't it? That's what we want to see. And the Malian fans want to see. can be a go-to guy. This combo with Balo can be very good indeed because they can both score. Balo, we've seen in limited minutes, has done it. Tangara has got the history. He's played in the Angola League. He's played all around the world, really.
Also, they've got Sidibe to come, and as well as Ba. So they have numerous options to play down low. So nice stroke from Tangara.
Played college basketball in the States at Arizona, Tangara, so he's been around.
Nice Mali defense, and silly turnover there. Saunera for three, and Tangara comes in for the rebound. And he is standing up to be counted. What did you do? Slip a note down to the bench?
He's got 2 points and 2 injuries now because I think he's just been hit in the face there, yep. He's got a hit in the face, he's got a bad ankle.
Koulibaly. That rebound was by Coffee. Diabate now over to Asselin. Here's Coffee. Or Coffee. And a silly turnover from Mete. And it turns the other way. And fast break basket for Koulibaly and a foul. So costly turnover. And Cote d'Ivoire out of sorts against Mali. So timeout on the floor by Cote d'Ivoire. They trail Mali 10-2 in the round of 16 in the first quarter.
Marqué, on passe en 3. Une défense en 3, bien haute. D'accord? Sur panier marqué. Et en attaque, plus agressif, plus de mouvement, de meilleurs écrans. Tu viens faire écran comme ça sur le meneur. Fais ça et ça, dans le sens de la marche. Allez les gros, allez, allez, allez.
Well, Cote not liking what he was seeing from the Elephants there in the first 3 minutes and 44 seconds. So he called a timeout.
Yeah, don't blame him. They've been completely outplayed so far. Diabate hasn't had a touch. And Mali have done pretty much everything they wanted. They've got the ball inside. They've hit the three. They've rebounded it. So we expected to see a strong start from Cote d'Ivoire, who are riding a 2-game win streak coming into this one. You know, we expected them to be playing well, but instead it's the other way around. Mali responding to their disappointment against Egypt.
They don't want to fall too far behind Mali. Mali did play well, don't forget, against Cameroon.
Both these two teams are low scoring as well. That's the other thing. The move.
Oh, nice. And there's Hema. And he kind of loses it. Well, shaky start, and Tangara involved. Cissé gets inside the line. And that's a big, strong rebound from a big, strong man, Hema. Tape is going to come into the game now. There's Diabate.
He went searching for that one because it's the first time he touched the ball. Credit to the defense of Mali. Listen, they're both low scoring, and so, you know, a 10-point margin is quite a lot with the way these two teams score, or with their lack of offense, really. Both average in the 60s.
Sidibe, who's come into the game, misses, but Balo with the follow, and a couple of shots there he missed, but Cote d'Ivoire were out of bounds. So Sidibe has come in and replaced Tangara.
I like getting Tape in this early. They need something. They need some presence, don't they?
And they've also brought in Namori Mete. Haven't seen Baheen come in yet. He was impressive in the last game.
He's going to pick up a cheap. The referee's just signaled number 8. Again, there's no number 8 on the floor for Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay, the commissioner is actually asking the referee to come over and find out who the foul was on.
13.
Oh, 13. Was he thinking that he had raised the 5 on one hand? Or did you see it?
No, I saw it. He definitely said 8.
Oh, okay.
And the referee came over and he gave a face to the table as well, like, well, you had 13, obviously. But he clearly signaled 8. The table put up 8. 8 had a foul on the board, but there's no 8 on the floor for Cote d'Ivoire, so it can't have been him. It had to be Tape.
So Ballo makes 1 of 2, and Mali have extended their lead to 13-2. Diabate comes up top. Kofi had the ball knocked away when he was going up by Koulibaly. Now they're going to have to put one up from the corner. Tough shot. And right now they look well scouted.
Yeah, Coach Lauti, credit to him. He's got this team prepared. Another 3.
Three-pointer for Cisse, and Ballo gets up the rebound and puts it back up and in.
It is all Mali right now. Cote d'Ivoire look like what they're playing Cape Verde once again.
It is time to get to work for the Elephants. They are down. Just 2 points in the first 6 minutes.
No, he's done a good job on Diabate to this point.
And Diabate fouled as he gets into the lane. First one is good from Diabate. Spent last season with Gravelines. Also played for Nancy.
Same team as Grabongo, who we just saw play. Central African Republic.
Oh, that makes 1 of 2, and they beat the Cote d'Ivoire defense up the floor.
There's no way that should happen off a free throw. I know they were trapping, they were in the press, but somebody has to be protecting the ring.
Well, Baheen is going to come into the game immediately. Oh, that's a travel. And they really are completely out of sorts. And Quadio is the guilty party, so he's going to come out of the game. They're not getting back. He has to know he's going to get called for travel if he gets in there like that. Namori Mete. 17-4. Pass again to Sidibe. And the follow. And Tape was able to get it finally. And boy, they're really getting after him. Tape was complaining. Salnera's playing very well. Cisse is out. Diabate step back. And he can't get it going yet. Now, quickly. Koulibaly pushed it up the floor. Now Salnera. It's good. So Ibrahim Salnera hits a long 2, and Cote d'Ivoire have also turned it over. So they are just completely falling apart here in front of our eyes. Over to Cisse. Cisse drifts in and hits another one.
I mean, this game could be over very soon if Cote d'Ivoire don't, if they don't turn up soon. And they've just lost all intensity, haven't they? You know, the passion, the energy that we've seen. The slow. Look at the defense. It's because they've taken Diabate out of the game. You have to credit Saunera.
Not sure what the turnover was. Still looking for it, but anyway, another three-point attempt. And Cote d'Ivoire breathes a sigh of relief as Bahine gets the rebound. Boy, it's just been a nightmare. Long way to go. Now Mori Mete. This is with the three. Sidibe turns to his right. And now the ball fumbled, but picked up, sent out to Koulibaly. So a wide open three-pointer missed for Mali. This lead could be even bigger. Bahine, tough shot.
Poor decision.
And now Mori Mete comes down and makes a play on defense. Comes up with the interception. Diabate bumped by Saunera. That's Mali's fourth. So no free throws. Well, the focus needs to be sharpened pretty quickly here for Cote d'Ivoire. This game's going to be over.
You can see he's searching for options, isn't he? He's been deep into the bench, trying to find anything.
Diabate he was trapped in the corner, tried to pass out, and he turned it over. We saw flashes of really good play from Mali, and we're seeing it again right now in a big way. Cisse drives in and draws the foul, although really it's the listless performance from Cote d'Ivoire that's the most shocking aspect of this game.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, it's incredible as to what a drop-off we've seen after the last two games. You know, this was pretty reminiscent of the game against Cape Verde, where they just rolled over and died, didn't they, right from the very start? You know, turnover after turnover after turnover. But you've got to say, Cape Verde at that stage, they were ramping up the pressure, they were running, they were attacking passing lanes. Mali haven't really done that. What they have done is Saunera has just done an immense job keeping the ball out of the hands of Solomon Diabate.
Do you think it's the Mali game plan that's taken them out of their game, or have they just maybe not shown enough respect to Mali?
A little bit of both. Like I said, the fact that Diabate hasn't had anything to do offensively, you know, 2.0 assists from him, he has carried the load.
Well,
yep, see?
they get one right at the end.
And that's it. And it's Diabate that creates it.
So a basket, perhaps that'll put them in the right frame of mind here as they head over to the bench at the end of the first quarter. But Mali, they lead it 22-6 over Cote d'Ivoire. Well, it's a horror show so far for Cote d'Ivoire.
Hey, claquez-moi les paniers. Toi, putain, qu'est-ce que tu fais sous le panier? Sors-toi sous le panier pour prendre du volume. Merde, cette passe, elle ne peut pas passer. Ok? Hey, on continue à défendre. On harcèle, on harcèle. On le lâche pas. D'accord? Hey, les positionnements. Les positionnements. Laisse-le.
Fonce. Mettez, dur. C'est fini le cadet. Oh, Tu te crois où là? Plus dur en tout. Respectez ce qu'on a dit. Mais il n'y a personne qui est capable de défendre. Sur le repli, un joueur chacun. Cette volonté de défendre, de replier. Cette volonté de jouer ensemble en attaque, de poser les mouvements, d'être un leader, d'être un meneur de jeu, de jouer ensemble, être ensemble sur les box-out, être ensemble sur les trappes. Ce qu'on a dit, et vite.
Allez, bon, allez. Eh, le match n'est pas fini, hein, tout ça. Le match n'est pas fini.
On repart, la transition sur les rebonds, et tous au rebond. Tous au rebond, se fait massacrer. Les écrans, la percussion.
Well, if you could understand the coach au conseil there, you know that it's now or never time, isn't it? 22-6. Mongodo checks in and immediately hits the three. Boubacar Mongodo.
And that's what he does. He averages 10 points a game in 18 minutes. And that is on top of the struggles he had in the first half of game 2 where he couldn't really hit anything. Oh, sorry, game 3.
Now Diabate catches it. And Mali explode up the court. Saunera, three-pointer good. And 28-6. And right now, folks, the blowout is on. Now Mori Mete hands it off to Bahin. Finally, something positive for Cote d'Ivoire. Four three-pointers so far for the team in green. Inside, Balo puts it up and in. Excuse me, Sidibe. Amori Mete, long rebound, and then it's just taken away by Koulibaly. He hustles down the floor, and a foul committed by Cote d'Ivoire.
Interesting move. Diabate goes out. This might force some life into Cote d'Ivoire because they can't rely on him now. The defense is going to have to adjust because they've relied on keeping it out of his hands. Mali just getting performances from everywhere, aren't they, right now?
Yeah, it just seems like the confidence is high. They're relaxed, shooting like we haven't seen in the entire tournament. And Cote d'Ivoire was so impressive in their last 2 games. They really did make themselves favorites coming in here. Obviously, they finished second in their group, so they were the higher seed. And right now, it's going to take a comeback. Coffee up top. Hands it off in the corner. Now he's trapped. And a foul on Boubacar Mongodo.
Using this trap pretty well, aren't they, on the sideline in the corners. There's problems for Cote d'Ivoire by doing it. In the 2-3 zone, there they are once again. And loose pass coming out.
Another three-point attempt from Coffee, and it bounces over. So the play call on defense here. Let's see how they set up. Mali just pretty much having their own way. Everything they want to do. And on the low block, And that time they tried to force a pass that wasn't there. Here is Bahine. And Mali got back on defense, but the foul was called by Saunera.
It's going to be his second, so who's going to come in and play the point? Ante comes in.
Conte was very impressive against Gabon. Not so much last time out. Saunera has been huge today. Saunera goes out. He's got 2 fouls. Sergio Salon has the 3 fouls. So he's out. And for Cote d'Ivoire, oh, what a bounce pass! And Mongoro couldn't make the shot, but he was fouled. Great pass. Well, Mongoro and this Mali team, they've played in one tournament, and then they're like, right, now it's time to start over. We win or we're out of here. And they've come out. Somehow, somewhere along the way, Cote d'Ivoire have lost their concentration. That's the only explanation you could have for this type of performance. Bahine flies in, and he travels. Diabate is going to come back.
The unpredictability of AfroBasket. I mean, looking at this, we said this was going to be the game of the day, didn't we? This one was going to go down to the wire.
Yeah,
Two teams, going at it.
We didn't expect the last game to be the game of the day.
Yeah, there's going to be a blowout, and there's going to be a 2-point win. I think we would have picked them the other way around. Angola to win in the blowout. This to be a close one. Of course, there is a long way to go.
Ball goes out of bounds. The fact of the matter is, if Mali win this game, they will be 3 wins away from getting to the Olympics. And you never know. That's a long way to have to travel, but they'll be 2 wins away from getting to the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. I'm sure that must come into the thinking somewhere. Timeout on the floor. Cote d'Ivoire still searching for some type of medicinal recovery. See what the coaches have to say.
Lui là, Calmeur est là, petite passe au sol. Hey, arrête de faire ça. Utilise un relais, utilise un relais. Arrête ces passes-là, j'arrive jamais à décaler qui que ce soit. D'accord? Oh, quand vous voyez, par contre c'est bien, Mongoro continue l'activité dans le jeu sans ballon. On fait une passe à l'intérieur, on continue de bouger. On n'est pas statique, d'accord? On emmène des shoots là. Regarde le fixe, bien le cercle. Soyez patient en attaque maintenant, allez.
It's interesting that we hear all of it in French, and they all speak French, but then when it's time to go back on the floor, it's like, let's go. Well, the Cote d'Ivoire fans haven't given up hope. They're still dancing over there. Is that a comeback dance, maybe? The inbounds pass. Here's Diabate. And they run a nice little play there to get him a chance to get into the lane. Called on number 5, Mamadou Kanté. Now Mete. Mete takes a tough shot from the corner. And ball goes off of Sidibe, so it's going to be Cote d'Ivoire ball. seconds now. Inbound to Diabate. He whips it to Mete. He doesn't have time. Well, they tried to run a semblance of a play. That's about the only good thing you could say about that. They just didn't have enough time to execute that one, did they?
But also the defense, you know, they're just doubling up on Diabate all the time. They've realized how influential he is. And watch, every time he gets the ball, he's being denied, closely guarded, and then somebody else will come and help with the feed.
Into Sidibe, but he stepped out of bounds.
He's only 20, isn't he, Sidibe? And he does make some young mistakes sometimes. Just his lack of preparation there for the pass. So when he caught it, he wasn't in great position to be able to finish. But I mean, he's an explosive leaper. And watch this. Conte guards him, but watch how everybody else helps out. There you go, straight away. Barr picks him up. Now he's back to denying Diabate the ball.
Mohamed Vaz come in and Mali wrap it up.
What they're doing is Mali's essentially saying, we're going to take Diabate out of the game. We'll play you 4-on-4 with everybody else. And right now, Cote d'Ivoire, without the creativity and the scoring punch that Diabate can give, that is why they've simply got 9 points. You know, Diabate, 1 assist and 2 points. That's it. I think Tape needs to come back in. He can score. He only played 2 minutes.
Inside now, that's much better. And even then, Mali had the defense in place in the quick hands of Mongoro. So Mali will play the winner of Tunisia and Morocco, which is next. If they win this game. Right now, that's a pretty good bet. Seduhima puts up another one and gets it to go down. Bundy's in the game for Mali, number 11. His pass intercepted. Beautiful pass from Diabate.
Great recovery.
It is, and Bundy thought he had all ball. Quadio perhaps bailed out. Watch this. He initiated the contact. So good job. And Quadio goes to the line. So back-to-back trips to the free throw line, and they get 2 free throws. Conte whips it over to Bundy. Conte again over to Mongoro, and Mongoro and the follow. And the Mali rebounders challenging their opponents on the glass and getting another chance. Reach in. Coffee almost broke that up. He got it. Down the dump and the deny. And this time, Diabate gets it out on the open court. They can't foul him or it'll be unsportsmanlike. And he hands it off to Quadio. You can see how important he is. The last 2 times, he's just looking for some room to maneuver, and he was able to pass it up on the fast break. Mongoro, he gets it over to Bundy. And Mali missing a few shots now.
This is a very young Mali team on the floor.
Bundy drives in, draws the foul. Is that 4 on Assalon? No, it's on Seduhima.
I like the move here. Tangata coming back in, just give it a bit of experience. Said it was a very young Mali team. If you think that Sidibe's 20, he's on the floor. Mongoro's 20, he's on the floor. Bar's 22, he was out there. Kante's 23, he was out there. So, you know, a very young lineup. Now you get Tangata just with that experience to help them out on the inside. It's a bit of a calming influence in this last 4 minutes to say we don't need to rush anything. We are up here, and we're up big as well.
Cross court to Claudio. And from the corner, now the rebound, and it's a 3-on-2 fast break, and the pass just a little too hard. Dubate, Assalon for 3. Well, they're kind of clutching at straws on these long threes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now, Bundy. Three-point attempt. So Mali have gone cold, and Cote d'Ivoire have a chance to kind of claw their way back here. And you get the feeling it's all got to come from Diabate. And another timeout is asked for from Alphonse. Tangara well short. Oh, the reach. Assalan loses it to Mongoro. You know he's going to pick your pocket if it's anywhere near him. And Conte brings it back out. And Mongoro, the good Mongoro, has shown up today. That three-pointer. Look at him. Doesn't smile that much, but he should be, because that three-pointer has just stretched the Mali lead to 37-13.
Wow, I mean, right now the huge problem for Cote d'Ivoire is there's not even a seam, there's not even something for them to grasp onto of how they can win this game or get back into it. They're 1 of 12 from the field, from three-point line. They've only made 4 baskets in the entire first half. You know, they're getting out-rebounded. They've got more turnovers. They're giving up points in transition. I mean, there's just nothing really for them. They've never led in the game. It is very, very tough. This is the biggest deficit of the game as well. So, you know, it's almost like they need this 2 minutes to end, trying some way to get it back, perhaps under 20 as a start point, and then just hope for the best in the second half, that the break takes away some momentum from Mali.
The stunned looks of fans over there behind the Cote d'Ivoire bench. The handoff to Diabate. And Morimete just stuck the ball out there, and Sidibe took it away, and then only the headedness of Diabate is able to get it back, and they're going to count it. Wow. It really is going to take something superhuman from him just to keep him within the game right now.
Yep. I mean, well, that is something superhuman there. Splits the 2 defenders, flicks it up off the backboard.
He said that he loves the freedom of playing when he's free to play basketball. He loves growing up in Cote d'Ivoire and learning his game on the playgrounds. And moving to France has kind of given him some discipline to his game. He's really grown there, but he loves coming back to play for Cote d'Ivoire because he can play free. Well, he's not loving this right now. Tangara passes out to Bundi. That's Tape, who has come back into the game and grabs the board. And the block. Well, as you said, get it under 20. They have a chance to do that. They will get free throws for this. Oh, guess what? We're going to see Jambo come into the game.
In stretches, Jambo's been the best player for Mali, hasn't he?
Yep, Ibrahim Jambo. He hasn't played today.
Yeah, exactly. They played that well. They haven't needed him.
He just looked over at the coach and said, well, I guess you don't need me. I'm going to check out here and go home.
Tangara's suffering with something. He asked to be subbed out, and he's walking already to the locker room. You see him there behind the basket. You see him walking off to the locker room.
He had those 2 knocks.
Yeah.
He had the ankle problem.
Yeah.
Did he catch something in the face? Is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Yeah, that was the second one.
Well, now's a good time to get him to rest.
Yeah.
Just one free throw goes. Mongoro gets it to Jambo. And Jambo doesn't jam it, but he puts it in. Wow, that's just self-destruction.
I mean, it's going to take a lot for them to come out in the second half. I'm big on body language, and you could just see from the players, they don't really have the desire to get back into this one right now.
Oh! The dunk from Sidibe! And the foul. 41-16.
Get up, Sidibe. I mean, he's listed 6'9", 206. But he elevates as well as anybody in this tournament. Another steal.
Wow, it's just remarkable. Just as surprised as we were able to see Cote d'Ivoire kind of grow into a competitive team. We're just as shocked, even more so, to see how they come out today. And Mali are just lowering the boom. Kind of lost for words.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say. Literally, Cote d'Ivoire are not here right now. They haven't shown up at all, and Mali have done everything right.
In the corner, air ball, and a fitting conclusion to a shocking display in the first half here for Cote d'Ivoire. In every respect, boy, this has been a horror show for Cote d'Ivoire. Full marks, though, to Mali. They've come ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Mali. Mali played incredibly well. They really have. And everything they would have hoped from the outset. I think Coach Sylvain Latte takes a lot of credit. Tactically, they've been spot on. But as good as Mali have been is as bad as Cote d'Ivoire have been, to be, truthful. Absolutely nothing working for them. 5 field goals in the entire game. 1 of 14 for 3, 11 turnovers. Diabate is the only person that has more than 1 field goal.
This is kind of like watching a movie and it's a CD of Cote d'Ivoire that you thought you would like. You watch it and you just want to get up and walk away. It's been that bad. But maybe they can find something to spark them up here at halftime. But they're going to need something special. They trail 44-16 against Mali.
Et on se prépare pour le prochain match entre la Tunisie et le Maroc.
Well, you play for your country, you play for yourself, you just play, and you play hard for 20 minutes, and you never know what might happen. Right now, Mali are just thrashing Cote d'Ivoire 44-16. A lot of the problems have been self-inflicted, but right now, Conseil must be challenging these guys' manhood, because really they've been an embarrassment in the greater scheme of things in the round of 16 at the AfroBasket.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of talking, was there? You look at those percentages. I mean, 5 makes, that's the bottom line, isn't it, for Cote d'Ivoire? There wasn't a lot of talking, though. They were out very quickly indeed, Les Elephants, from the halftime locker room. So I don't think Coach Conseil said many words to them. Because really, it's not X's and O's. It's not tactical. It's not anything. They just have to play better and harder with more desire right now, or there is no chance back. They have to throw some early punches. They have to try and get this lead back to a manageable figure early. That doesn't mean they have to take the lead, but they've got to throw a punch and make some sort of headway here in the third period.
Maybe the closest similarity is how, well, I'll hold that thought. Everybody, welcome back to Tunisia. It's the beginning of the second half here of Mali and Cote d'Ivoire. Mali on top, 44-16. And you remember how Cape Verde got on top of Algeria? That's kind of the same feeling. They are burying Cote d'Ivoire. How are they going to come out? Well, they're going to come out and throw the ball away. Salon not in the lineup here to start the second half. And a foul down low. Number 8, Kiasan Ouilai has come into the game. Number 8. So he's playing for Cote d'Ivoire. Now Saunera, that's online. It's another three-pointer.
Well, not a good start, is it?
No, turnover.
Turnover,
and
foul.
A three-pointer.
Yeah, give away a 3.
Tape gets inside.
Tape's not going to give it up, but the trouble is they're so far behind.
Mongodo goes all the way, misses. Ballo followed. Good hustle back on defense for Cote d'Ivoire anyway.
You're not going to be able to do it on your own if you're Cote d'Ivoire. You've got to share the ball.
Oh, nice pass from Diabate, and that gets Tape up for the layup and the N1. For some reason, the referees have asked, well, it is the rule to have your shirts tucked in, but so often we see the shirts are not tucked in. So sometimes they enforce it, sometimes they don't. Tape, despite standing on the line there, makes the free throw. So 47-19. Can't trade baskets, though. They need to get some stops, and they need to get them now. And that was a bad pass. Goes off of Ballo, and it's going to come back for Cote d'Ivoire. Here is Diabate, hands it off to Tape. Batted out. Coffee, that's short.
Sure if a zone's going to help Cote d'Ivoire. Need something to up the tempo, don't they? Open the game up. Problem is, it's not really them. A lot more better in a slow-down game in the half court rather than an open game where teams can run at them.
Diabate Finds his way in, gets it to Tape. Mete passes to Tape, who again gets inside and draws the foul. Timeout has been called by Mali. They sense the comeback. Here it is again. Tape gets the body, and now he goes to the free throw line. Well, you watch one game, and it's about as close as it can become. And now, it's a tight one.
Sur solo, hey, Cambo, quand il passe là, hey, il est temps de l'arrêter. Il est temps de l'arrêter, le drive là. Et puis à l'opposé, on rentre. Comment on défend sur les pick and roll là? On les laisse tout faire. Et comment ça se fait qu'à 2 joueurs, ils soient capables de venir faire une petite passe en dessous des leurs. Arrêtez la balle.
Lloyd, can you recall the greatest comeback that you've ever seen?
North Carolina Duke, 1995.
There was
Jeff Capel, the 3 from the halfway line to send it to overtime.
That was a big one.
What was that, 9 points in 16 seconds?
We don't have to talk about that one. We could talk about
UNC won in the end, though, right? I'm sure UNC won the game.
Did, yeah, that was the year that Coach K had the back injury.
That's right. Yeah.
Stackhouse was big.
Yeah. Greatest game of basketball ever.
Wow, maybe not.
Yeah.
I was thinking international basketball.
Oh. No.
Yep, the pass inside. And missed a very makeable layup.
Yep.
Saunera, now Jambo for 3. Fallow maybe took a shot in the face. Now the game starts to get a little bit crazy. And Diabate would like that. The question is, can his teammates play like that? 30-point deficit. Well, if you look at it, really, it's only 10 3-pointers.
Yeah.
You just got to make some stops, make 10 3-pointers, and you're right back in it. The only problem is really this isn't a 3-point shooting team, is it?
No.
Four on the shot clock. Diabate pulls up, foot inside the arc. Doesn't matter anyway. He misses, and Relay misses the putback. He was right in position, and Jambo gets inside and draws the foul. Jambo plays college basketball in America. He's been in the Atlantic Coast Conference at Clemson, and he's going to transfer and go to Hofstra. Second one good. So up to 51-19. Some full court pressure for some reason from Mali. And that means free throws. Crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
But why do you press full court here? It's just the reach is what. Yeah. Are they pressing to try to get back in the game? I don't think so. So Chauvin Lauti is going to call the timeout to discuss once again how they want to play defense.
No, it's Cote d'Ivoire called that one. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he figures he might as well use them now rather than wait.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you've got to make some sort of a run. The margins of that level, you've got to make some run in this third quarter. And if you're Cote d'Ivoire, you have to get back into the game some way. You're not going to get it back into single digits. You're not going to get it back to 5, but you have to make inroads. You can't allow it to be close to 20 going into the fourth quarter. You're asking to do too much. I guess for Mali, the press is maybe something they want to use in the next game, so it's a free practice session for them. I'm not really sure, or whether, again, is it double bluff? Are you showing the press to have the team you're going to play next, Tunisia or Morocco, sit here and watch you play and say, oh, we better prepare the press break and spend time against it, knowing that you're not ever going to use it?
The only thing is, I think they would use it because they've got the personnel to use it.
Yeah. And Tunisia and Morocco are not really blessed with the best guards. Either of them, that's really the weak point of both teams. Tunisia especially, considering the other personnel they've got, rather than, the guards are really weak.
Well, this is the first time really we've been able to look at this player, Wilai, and that's one of two. Cisse is coming in, and Bunde is coming out for Mali. So it makes one of two. So it's a 31-point lead for Mali. 6 minutes and 15 seconds now to go in the quarter. Mongrodo up top, Cisse. Now Ballo battles down low. And Pape called for the foul. Third foul on Tape. And now an offensive foul called. Nope, now just the ball turns over. The ball turns over, rather, to Cote d'Ivoire. Pass into the corner. Now, Tape, 2 on the shot clock, and Quadio puts it up. I guess Uncle Conseil just wants to see some execution more than anything.
Yeah.
And the drive, and the Mali player is slow to get up. Jambo.
Shot to the face, the elevator, just sort of went into the hands that were stretched up by Tape.
Almost a turnover there. He was able to save it.
On the clock. Oh, wow.
And Quadio, they're going to reset to 14. They're going to bail him out. So Tangara is back. And Ballo comes out. "15 minutes remaining. Quadio passes back outside to Bahim. And drive. Tape comes from behind, and the ball will remain at this end of the floor. Tape tries to get some contact. And another foul, holding. Diabate will come back in, and Serge Assalan for Cote d'Ivoire.
A lot of fouls. A 30-point game in the third quarter, hasn't there? You know, even Mali, they fouled 5 times with a 30-point lead. Sensible from them to put a position in the bonus.
It's a foul fest.
Yeah.
Mongodo drives in, misses. Assalan with the rebound.
Look at the job of Saunera. Doesn't even watch the ball. Over on that far side, just guarding Diabate. That's all he's doing.
Bahine settled for the jumper. It's good.
Tough shot, but we haven't. I mean, considering how few baskets they've scored, Cote d'Ivoire. It's a masterpiece, really.
Turn down low, denied. Jambo, but Assalan has picked up the foul.
4 fouls for him. He started so brightly. What was it? A jump shot he hit early on, and then since that point, nothing. You know, the fouls, 4 fouls, 8 minutes he's played now. There he is, the frustration. So really, the guys we highlighted for Cote d'Ivoire coming in, Assalan been hampered with foul trouble. Diabate has just been face guarded completely out of the game. Tape, 3 points, 3 fouls, 11 minutes. He just hasn't got into it in any way, has he? And really, no one has picked up the slack, or no one has picked up the play without those 3 being at their best.
Jambo makes the first free throw. 30-point advantage. 3:33 remaining in the third. And another one goes in. Looked like they were going to be able to pick up the pace a little bit. Well, now that Diabate is back in, maybe that's what's going to happen. Goes to Bahine. He's able to chase down the rebound at the free throw line. So a new 14. Diabate draws the foul. Sauneros, Koulibaly. Saunera it'll be.
He's got 4.
So Conte is going to come back in.
Conte's done a decent job as well, and on Diabate, I just thought maybe that can loosen for Diabate a little with Saunera going out, but.
Well, there's a dejected look on a player who played a significant role in a team opening up a 30-point lead on Cote d'Ivoire. Boy, this arena has not been this quiet with so many people.
I was going to say, it's not this quiet for the first game when there's about 10 people in the gym sometimes, is there? Got a few thousand in there now, and doesn't matter.
Saunera takes a seat. The pieces...
Saunera's fouled out.
Oh, so he's gone. That's why he was so dejected. No, he has, yeah. 4, 5. Cisse comes over, Koulibaly. If you look at Mali, though, as the drive goes in, and all the pieces, they've got decent players. There's Bahine drives in, even the layups they miss. If you look at every position, they have the pieces in place, don't they?
Yeah.
For you know, a national team that can play very well at an AfroBasket and challenge for a place on the podium. If you know, and maybe qualify for the Olympics, qualify for a World Championship, or sorry, now it's the FIBA Basketball World Cup.
When you look at their lineup,
they've got youth.
Yeah, they've got a lot of youth. Conte 23, Jambo 23, Mongodo 20, Bar 22. Sidibe 20, Barlow 19. You know.
So and you're talking about a range of positions there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bundy, it's not old.
Bundy's 25, but he hasn't played exceptionally well, has he, in this tournament? I didn't include him.
You think some others might be coming up?
Possibly. I would say still that the point guard is a question. I know Conte played well at times.
Saunera played well at times.
Yeah, you know, Saunera is one of the, 28 is a little bit older. But in terms of a future group, you know, Conte is great in the role he's in as a backup point guard, you know. But I don't know if you're talking about challenging for AfroBasket podium finishes, if he'll be the, you know, if he's good enough for that. Someone might need to come in and help him. But you're absolutely right. This is a team built for, you know, the long term.
Obviously, Cisse won't be there for the long term, you wouldn't think. I mean, you do see players that will play into their 30s, you know, like even mid to late 30s. Oh, Conte almost gets it. You know, for Senegal, for example, Malay Ngo is 35. So he's in his mid-30s and it's still extremely effective, although he's more of a shooting guard, isn't he? So Cisse might have another AfroBasket or two in him. And the reach and scrap for the ball. And they actually showed themselves to be pretty good against Cameroon in their opener.
Yeah.
Just in their third game where they didn't really impress as much at times, although in the end they didn't really lose that badly.
I was going to say, it's a 6-point game. We've said they didn't impress. They still did pretty well.
What's interesting about the AfroBasket is you do have different styles of play. You have what they would call a more European style that's played by Egypt, for example, Tunisia, and the Southern African, the much more freewheeling style of, would you say, Mozambique?
Yep.
How would you characterize Mali's style? It's got aspects of European basketball, but
yeah, well, that's because a lot of these players play in Europe, don't they? Cisse plays. I mean, they've got that blend of the athleticism of the front line, though, with the, you know, a lot of American influence there. Tangata, Jambo, Bar, Sidibe, all of those players have spent time in the United States. It's only really Barlow that's developed in Europe in that way.
in the press conference after Angola's narrow win, the one-point win, the question was asked to Mancho Lopez if the AfroBasket was what he expected in terms of how the play is and how does it compare to where he's from in Europe. Because when he was appointed coach, he was really excited about taking over the African powerhouses, a great team. But he was saying that he felt like Angola had the type of talent that could compete with the greatest teams in international basketball if they learned how to play as a team. But he said that there's much more individual play in the AfroBasket than you find in the other continental championships.
Yeah, that's agree. I mean, from what I've seen over 2 AfroBaskets now, Angola in 2013 were a step ahead of everybody. I was very impressed with them as a team. They haven't played at their best here. I would say they are level with the mid-tier of European teams. They would be fighting for a top 8 finish in European championships, but they're perhaps not up there with the teams that will qualify from Europe into the World Championships quite yet.
But are they playing a style? Do you think they're playing more of an individual style?
Than European teams, yes.
Yeah.
But the European game is very much based on team play, very tactical. There's a lot of work that goes into it. They have a lot of adjustments, whereas these teams, they don't play, tactically the same way.
Yeah.
but they do have individual players which are very good.
It's just hard to digest missing a layup, isn't it? This game is kind of eroding a bit into like Tunisia and, who were they playing the other day? It was Tunisia and where it just kind of died. A slow death.
Nigeria?
No.
It was
Central African Republic. Yeah. And numerous timeouts called, a lot of fouls. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with this one is Mali started so well and Cote d'Ivoire started so badly. We said in the first quarter this game could be done right here, and essentially we haven't seen anything from Cote d'Ivoire despite that nice drive. That tells you it isn't.
You know, it's strange. I'm not, to go back to your point on Salnera fouling out, on our screen it says 4,
yeah,
but on the main scoreboard it says 5.
Yep.
And this is a continuing problem we've had as well. Now, Assalan also has 5 fouls, and that's in agreement.
The that's so.
Anyway,
what happened was when he got 4 fouls, coach subbed him out, and then the table called over Coach Latier to say, oh, by the way, he's got 5 fouls, he can't go back in again. So the Mali coaching staff weren't very happy, obviously, because everybody.
He was actually in.
He was in with 4 fouls, as far as 3 fouls, as far as they were aware. But according to the table and none of the equipment we have here, he had 4. So I don't expect him to come back in the fourth quarter. Coach Latier restrained his assistant coaches, who can tend to be a little emotional at times.
They look a bit muscular.
Yeah.
Don't want to mess with those guys in the green shirts there.
Yeah,
you see them at the end of the bench?
Yeah.
They look more like guards.
And I think he basically said to them, I think we'll be all right without him, so let's not...
let's not create a big ruckus.
Yeah, let's not cause a scene.
Cisse makes the hard pass. But what has happened is the game has just sort of, I don't know, it's morphed into a very slow, tepid affair. It was up and down for a while, especially with Mali playing well. And Koulibaly just put his jersey over his face to show his displeasure for that call.
He's just fouled out now.
But has he? That's the question.
Yes, 5's gone up from the table.
Okay. So Koulibaly has gone out of the game. 2.1 seconds remaining in the third. Mongoro back in the game, so that's not a positive development for Cote d'Ivoire. Mongoro with 7 points. Koulibaly with 6. Mongoro with 7 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And probably a better defender. Conte got it off in time. These guys need to work on those half-court shots. I haven't been too impressed with those.
We haven't seen one. Really
yeah, we did.
Close.
We saw Harris make one from half-court from the left on half-court, but it was after like a foul had been called. 57-33, Mali on top of Cote d'Ivoire. 10 minutes remaining in the round of 16. 10 minutes separate Mali from a place in the quarterfinals. Well, you look at the shooting, you look at every aspect of the game. 14 assists for Mali, 5 assists Cote d'Ivoire. That's a bit surprising. Just 12 turnovers for Cote d'Ivoire. Would you, I'm just thinking, we talked about Tangara to play big today, but I think it was really their perimeter game that impressed me a lot with Mali. They, that opened it up inside. And Salnera was certainly good in that respect early on.
Yeah, I mean, everything's worked for Mali. Guards inside. Pretty much everything has been very good.
Faut fixer les défenseurs. Faut fixer les défenseurs. On libère l'espace. On reste, on change surtout en défense. On change surtout. Dès qu'on est en mismatch, on passe devant. Et on est prêt, on est derrière sur la passe levée à venir frapper. Ok les gros. Allez, on a 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
What this game needs is a shot of espresso. You know, people need it, games need it. That's the only problem when you get a team that just gets out on a massive roll early and pulls well ahead. A lot of Tunisian fans piling into the arena for the next game. Now, Diabate brings it up and draws the foul.
Mali needs to stop fouling. We're going to run out of players too. So I think that's his second, but Saunera's gone already. Kouabali's gone already. Undi has 4. Mongoro has 3 as well. A lot of fouls for a team which has just been absolutely, you know, smoking from the beginning of the game, leading very comfortably.
Diabate up top. Puts up a long one. Tangara. And now Cote brings it forward. Conte from the right, and he hits his three-pointer.
He's looked steady today, a bit more under control than we've seen from him, I think.
He's got 5 points. His best game was against Gabon. He and Mongoro were terrific against Gabon, the Gabonese. So 8:50 remaining in the game. As a reminder, the Cote d'Ivoire hosted the AfroBasket 2 years ago. They got to the semifinals and ended up losing 2 games because they did not finish 3rd. They did not go to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. This year they were expected to be among the title contenders, and many of their players, the majority of them, decided not to play because of a dispute with their federation. So a lot others showed up to play. Players upset about not being paid money that was owed to them. And they came out and lost their first game quite badly to Cabo Verde, and rebounded with 2 impressive wins. So we really had high expectations for them coming into this game. I don't think in our wildest imagination we dreamed that this would happen. And they have basically just kind of gotten off track today early and never gotten back on track.
We were actually asked, weren't we? The statisticians here asked us who we thought was going to win. I confidently said Cote d'Ivoire, the way they had played. You know, the team we've seen riding this 2-game win streak is definitely the team that could have won this game.
And I think when they leave here and the coach leaves, you know, and the players, if they really put some thought into it, they will know that they have not come out ready to play tonight. Oh, here's one. See a little dunkaroo from Tape. No, he's not going to dunk it. He's going to lay it in. So that gets it back to a 21-point deficit. Panic stations. Here you go. Look at this. So Tape lays it up and in, and Mali want to talk about it.
faire quand il dribble et que tu interviens, ferme la balle, arrête la balle. Mettez du rythme. Oh. Hey. Tranquillement, faites le ballon, faut prendre des responsabilités. Hein? Dribbler. Hey. En bas.
3-pointers, 7 of 19 for Mali. 1 of 21 for Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, I mean, that just sums it up, doesn't it? 5% from beyond the three-point line. There's not much you can say.
22% overall.
Yeah.
They've missed a lot of layups.
Yeah, well, they've just missed lots. They made 10 baskets the entire game. Diabate's tried 8 points, 4 assists for him.
Conte brings it up now against Diabate. Diabate still playing hard and could not quite get the ball away from Conte. And I take your point about the point guards. You know, he has to be able to bring it across and get rid of it, or, you know, call his player over to help him. You can't just have Diabate come up from behind him and just take it away from him.
He's a good point guard. He's played well. You know, I was just saying, if they want to go to the next level, and as a backup,
well, he delivers it inside, and the follow and the foul.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, it's not that Conte's not a great player, but he's going to have to move on a lot if Mali want to start getting into the podium positions, you know, in the future, consistently be up there with everybody else. He has the potential. We've seen he can shoot it. He can handle the ball. He's a great athlete. You know, his decision making isn't bad as a whole for a young point guard either. You know, I just think, somebody else needs to come with him to challenge him for minutes, because what they'll do is it'll make him better as well.
Well, Sidibe is at the line, and you're talking about another youngster with enormous potential. He makes 1 of 2. Now, Cote d'Ivoire. Final 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Have they got any surprises in store for us in the tournament of unpredictability? He passes back. Now Tape for 3. And the answer is no, not on that one. Conte looks up the floor.
That's a good pass ahead.
Tangara and Bahin. And he again throws it up to Tape. And he just gets inside and puts it up, and it just will not go down for Cote d'Ivoire. What's Balo on the left there thinking? He's like, calm down, guys. I'm trying to concentrate. Now, Tape puts up a 3.
Just a step outside his range, the 3. Balo's been a forgotten man as well, hasn't he, really? 14 minutes, 5 points, 9 rebounds.
Tape forced the over and back. Hima's going to come into the game. So Tape is going to come out. Maybe that's the coach's way of saying, we don't need you sitting outside shooting 3-pointers without passes. Conte comes up with a steal. Here's the breakaway, and it's Mongordo. And that is that. That gets a kiss on the forehead for Conte from Sylvain Lati. And Cote d'Ivoire decide they want to talk about it. Here it is again. There it is. Un beso.
À part les baselines, on en a eu tout le temps. D'accord? Pour utiliser du temps et pour ça qu'ils aient un shoot facile. Pas de faute.
Oh, on l'a pas fait une fois. Il y a 6 minutes pour le faire. Allez trapper sur le poste bas.
Let's listen to what Hugues Ongancé is telling his players.
Changez surtout. Pick and roll, si vous faites passer en dessous, si on peut trapper derrière. Et après, rotation, peu importe sur qui on défend. De la volonté, de la détermination, les bras. Allez, gros, allez. Les bras.
So 6:21 remain. 63-39, and Mali picking up full court here. Cote, Sylvain Lauti doesn't want to see his players getting some bad habits before the quarterfinal. He wants them to finish strong, and Bahine chases it, saves it back. Here comes another one. Oh, and Cisse didn't know quite what to do. Well, that was a sloppy finish. Now, quickly, Diabate brings it over on the left wing, gets inside, hands it off, and Namori Mete puts it up and in.
Lati is not ready to let this one go, is he? He's screaming at Ballo on the sideline. You wouldn't have thought his team's still winning by 22 points.
So Cote bringing it back up the floor. 21-point advantage. Mete comes up to double team, and Cote loses it out of bounds.
Good trap from Cote d'Ivoire over there. They've got the screen set towards the sideline. Recognized.
Inside it goes, and Diabate gets it down to 19 points, the deficit. Well, Mongoro puts up a three. That's good. That'll calm the nerves over there on the bench of the green jerseys. 12 points for Mongoro. Inside. Oh, strong move by Diabate. 66-44. Now it's 66-46. So timeout has been called here. And midway through the fourth quarter, it's not impossible, Lloyd. It would take a complete breakdown from Mali and some excellent play over there from Cote d'Ivoire, but, you know, stranger things have happened.
Absolutely. I mean, 5 minutes. It is a long, long time in basketball. You've got to be, as you said, it's going to take a tremendous breakdown from Mali to allow it to happen more than anything. Kouchatier has called his third and final timeout of the second half. Very early indeed. I think he believes the game is secure, but he wants his team to play better.
So Diabate is at the free throw line, and that once again makes it a 19-point game. Full court pressure here. Cote, it's a bit shaky holding the ball. And again, the pass intercepted, and now the foul. Omaiga stops the clock with the foul, and because Mali have already committed 5 fouls, that sends Cote d'Ivoire, the Elephants, to the line. So that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. You score points, and time is not ticking. But the key is to score the 2 points.
Yeah, this is where the foul trouble, though. I just can't believe Mali you'd have thought it was the other way around. Mali leading by this many of 5 fouls. Cote d'Ivoire have only committed 1 in the 4th quarter, where you'd expect them to be pressing and up the floor.
Well, it's down to 17 now. And now Sidibe gets inside, puts up a strong move and in.
He's a tremendous athlete. Really can elevate.
Quickly to the other end, Quadio. And Hema catches it in transition and puts it up and in. Probably more than anything, Okonse for the first time is, you can see him saying, yeah, that's more like it.
Trouble is, it's taken 36 minutes for it to happen, and they've got themselves in a 19-point hole before they start.
Now quickly up the left, Cote brings it across midcourt. Over to Mongoro for 3. That's all to the right. Nope, rimmed out. Diabate fouls, and once again, another foul, another stop clock. And this is really the only chance, if you think about it, that this team has in white, the Elephants, is if they foul and stop the clock and put them on the line.
Mongoro's fouled out, 3rd player from Mali to go. And you're right, it's an opportunity, a very, very small one, but still.
Now back over. 15-point game with 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
They surely can't, can they?
They've got the 3rd-string point guard in there, Maiga.
I'm almost starting to believe there is a way back for Cote d'Ivoire right now.
Diabate almost took that ball away from Maiga.
Yeah.
7 on the shot clock now. Conte.
I mean, you almost can't believe it. They need to make a couple of shots.
Sidibe, and now Diabate has the ball in his hands. And Sylvain Lauti is getting a little nervous over there and inexplicably, Diabate has just lost the ball. And wide open Sidibe. He's flirting with a technical.
That might be it there then. If Diabate had gone and scored and had got into pressure again, it would have been very interesting. As I said, Mali got no timeouts left. It's not like they can do anything about this now. That basket may have steadied it enough.
Speaking of basket, does it look a bit crooked now? Now, the rebound into Sedima. And Sedima was fouled. No, the ball was knocked out. I thought he grabbed his arm. The other way, and an unsportsmanlike foul has been called as well. Well, just when it was getting interesting, Lloyd, Mali had to come out and make a couple of plays.
Yeah, and like I say, there was a 30-second period there
where maybe
where
something could happen.
Yeah, I started to think, well, if you're Mali, you're getting a little worried, but then Diabate just lost it on the drive. If he'd made that, they would have come with the pressure again, and you could almost feel the air just deflate out of the ball for
Mali.
For Cote d'Ivoire.
You mean when they turned it over?
Because they turned it over, and then they didn't press afterwards. Mali come down and just got Sidibe wide open for the dunk. And that kind of settled them enough, I think, now. Backcourt violation.
18 points, 2:51 remaining.
Yeah, it's more just the time that's been ticked off because we've almost got a minute where they haven't got any further into the margin.
Well, another foul. 2 shots. Clock stops.
4 fouls on Paolo.
They're doing their best to give him a chance. Yeah, that's a foul. So Tape, who was outstanding for Cote d'Ivoire in their last game, an 81-74 victory over Algeria, has struggled to replicate that type of performance today. He's only had 5 points, 4 rebounds. I wonder maybe if he could go back and do it all over again. Would he have started with the same starting lineup?
Well, we highlighted Tape as a big player, and I was expecting something big from him after the performance last game out.
And
Paolo.
And just to reinforce, you know, I thought Monconsey really was in the running for coach of the tournament, the way he turned this thing around.
Yeah.
So that's how well they had played, how, you know.
Yeah, but I thought it was a surprising move not to go with him. Perhaps he feels like he couldn't go with Asselin and Tape together.
Yeah, he's gotten another foul. So he, you know, Lauti can't stop his guys from fouling.
Perhaps he should not have him press.
Well, exactly. Maybe he'll pull it off if it gets close. He's practicing. So that, again, gets it back to 16.
Players and teams take the identity of their coach a lot. And if a coach is fired up and screaming and shouting, even at this stage of the game, the players are going to continue to play hard. Yeah. And try and, you know, fight and scrap and you know, play with that the same energy and frustration that he's showing on the sideline. And I feel like that's what's happening.
Well, it's a 15-point deficit now, and the pass almost eluded Tangara, so he was able to catch it. Now they can run some valuable seconds off the clock. Cisse into the corner to Maiga. And shot clock violation, so 2-12. They don't attempt a shot. And it is not impossible, Lloyd. The thing that works against them is they haven't hit any threes. And they're going to take one here. Nope, they're going to step inside. They just can't throw the ball in the ocean today.
1 of 24 they are from 3.
Maybe the disappointing fact for Mali is that they've struggled to play well for the entire game. They hope they don't carry this into their next game.
I think that's why Lauti's so fired up still. That's why he's, you know, on his players, because he wants the performance. He wants them to be rolling into the next game. You know, he didn't want them to just coast and get complacent.
Cote into Tangara, and he goes up and is fouled. Watch this. That was Tape with the foul. Tangara was looking at the other player. He's had a rough game, Tangara. So, another timeout with 1:20 remaining. And it's 71-56. So, looking at Mali's road to the Olympics, if they can hold on and win here, which seems likely, they will advance to play either Tunisia or Morocco, which, by the way, is a very extremely dangerous game for Tunisia.
Absolutely. Yeah, they met in 2013, and to show you how close it is, you know, it was a 2-point victory, I believe, for Tunisia. 56-54. And would you believe, in 2013, Morocco ended up 8th, Tunisia 9th. So, you know, we're not planning on Tunisia finishing 9th again, that's for sure. Coming here to Tunis, that is not the plan. That is not what these fans have come to watch. But Morocco are a team that returns pretty much everybody from last year, or from 2013. Perhaps a little better. You know, Harras has got better over those 2 years. Tunisia returned pretty much the same team. So, you know, I expect another close one. And really, Tunisia probably didn't want to draw Morocco at this stage in the competition.
They may have the toughest of the round of 16 games. One of them.
Angola may argue that.
Yeah, that's true. But you just would not have predicted that Central African Republic could have done that today. All four. It was a remarkable display. And sadly, in the postgame, they were talking about how they felt like they'd let the country down by not winning it. That wasn't the case. If anything, they really brought a lot of pride with their performance. So Diabate was at the free throw line, makes the free throw, the first one. Misses the second. Tape battles for it. And Sidibe takes it into the corner. They've trapped him. Oh, Cisse did a good job of getting out of that. They were in trouble there. Sidibe from the corner. Wow, we haven't really seen that. So he takes a chance here late in the game to drill a three-pointer and take it back up to a 17-point lead. Inside. And that's the type of layup that Cote d'Ivoire have been missing today. That's not one that you can afford to ever miss in basketball. The real easy ones. So Mali, congratulations to them. Congratulations to Sylvain Latsi, the coaches, the players, and the dunk again from Tangara. There you go. He got in on the act. It's been a tough tournament, but they've had some good moments, and they will definitely be ready to play, we would expect, in the quarterfinals. For Cote d'Ivoire, their dream of going on an unlikely run comes to an end, and a disappointing game all the way around. Mali win it. See that last dunk there by Tangara. Mali win it 76-57 over Cote d'Ivoire.
It was far from the exciting game we were expecting. We thought it was going to be a close one. It was anything but you have to give credit to Mali. You know, they came out, they did everything they could, first half especially. You know, 44 points from them. It was a fine offensive performance, and the game plan, tactics, everything spot on during that period. So credit to Mali. You know, commiserations to Cote d'Ivoire after taking such strides forward in the first round group. It just didn't happen for them, and they will go into the classification now.
So one final time, Mali win it 76-57. Mali advance to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.